Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are knowing what you are wanting?
Yes.
An evolving thing? Are you enjoying the sensation of the new desire even before it is manifest?
Sometimes.
We so much want that for you. But in order to really enjoy an unfulfilled desire, you have to step back and look at the bigger view of who you are and realize that you are eternal beings. When you accept that you are eternal, which means never finished, never complete, then the idea of incomplete desires not only does not hinder, but it soothes you. It is only when you feel that there is some finish line that you must race toward that you feel impatience in your incomplete desires. In the moment that you realize that your contrasting experience gives birth to a desire that is immediately responded to and answered, when you realize that each new desire is heard and responded to, then you can relax and enjoy the delicious unfolding of these never-ending desires. We think that it is only when you think that there's a possibility that it won't be answered, or that somebody else will get your answer instead of you getting it, or that your answer might come and you might miss it, that you start getting uncomfortable about not having an immediate response as far as you can see in terms of manifestation to your desire. We would like to remind you, and we do every chance we get, that every desire, no matter how big or small, is answered, and that your work is to get yourself into a vibrational place where you allow yourself the full manifestation of the answer. In other words, you've got to be a vibrational match to what you're asking for before you can receive it. Not before it's given. It's given every time, immediately. But sometimes there is a gap between Source giving you your answer and you hearing it. And that's really what this gathering is about. We call it the art of allowing, but we could call it the art of letting it in, or the art of aligning with your own desire. We could call it the art of allowing the well-being that is natural to flow. We could call it the art of ease, or the art of non-resistance. We could call it the art of getting happy, or the art of appreciation. We could call it the art of paying attention to the way you feel and wanting to feel good, and the art of feeling good. We could call it the art of paying attention to your emotions and the art of guiding yourself into a good feeling place no matter what. Because that is the art of deliberate creation. It is about recognizing that your emotions are telling you that there's a vibrational variance between what you're asking for and what you're thinking about right now. What you're thinking about right now is ever so important, because what you're thinking about right now is the reason for your vibrational offering right now. Whatever you give your attention to activates a vibration within you vibrationally. So when you are giving your attention to where you stand, and let's say where you stand is not pleasing you, there's not enough money, or maybe your body isn't functioning the way you want it to, or someone you love isn't responding in the way you would like them to. And as you are looking at what is, you are offering a vibration about what is. And as you desire something different than what is, you can't let something different than what is in if you are looking at what is. So, how do I look at what is and feel good? Well, you get very good at paying attention to how you feel when you look at different things. And the things that feel the best, you look at the most often. And the things that feel the worst, you look at the least often. Until eventually, you get so attuned to the vibration that feels good that that good feeling vibration becomes a more natural habit for you, because law of attraction is helping you to discover it more. When you focus upon a thought and you activate the vibration of that thought, law of attraction will bring you more thoughts like it. Sometimes you will say to us, Abraham, why is it easier to have a negative thought than a positive thought on this subject or this subject? And we say, the easiest thought for you to come to in any moment is the thought that is closest to the vibration that you are holding. And the vibration that you are holding is easy to come to because of the vibration that you have been holding. In other words, tomorrow, it is likely that you will offer vibrations pretty much like those you offered today, because you can't get too far from your vibrational average, you might say, or your vibrational tendency. The way you can translate that into real physical human terms is, I can't think too far from my mood. So if I'm in an ornery mood, I don't really have access to very many joyful thoughts. Not because I don't deserve them, and not because I'm not worthy of them, and not because they're not available to me with some effort and with some determination. But there is a very strong probability that if I feel ornery, that only other thoughts that feel ornery will come to me easily. So you might say, the path of least resistance from my ornery state of being are more ornery thoughts. And even though I really want to feel good, I know it's better for me, people like me better when I'm happy, things go better for me when I'm happy, I prefer to be happy. When I'm in an ornery mood, happy thoughts are harder to find. But they are findable if you really want to feel good and if you have identified what is most important to you. So what we want to help you to understand is how you can activate within yourself the vibration of who you really are, so that you can keep active within your vibration that pure positive energy that is really you, so that the path of least resistance clearly is known by you as that which is of greatest benefit to you. As you begin to deliberately reach for the path of least resistance, it's so much easier for you to go through your day noting what is the path of least resistance if in the beginning of the day you've taken the time to tune into who you really are, than if you let some, Esther calls it Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It was her favorite ride, even as an adult, at Disneyland, because it was this jerky little ride where you never knew which way it was going to turn. And it would go abruptly this way, and then abruptly that way, and then abruptly this way, and then abruptly that way. And the thrill of it was sort of the unexpected whiplash that would occur at every corner. And so every now and again, we see you in a sort of vibrational Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, where you never know for sure which way it's going to go because you haven't set a steady course. You haven't taken the time to align with who you really are. And so whatever vibration seems to be most dominant in the middle of your moment carries you away. And we acknowledge that if someone is being loud and rude to you, that loud and rude in return feels like the path of least resistance. If you haven't already that day remembered and stayed there long enough to vibrationally reclaim the vibration of who you really are.